So really don't act like you have to do something. Really, you don't have to do anything. Hello, and welcome back to the Fox Strength Performance YouTube channel. I am Taylor Fox, and today we're talking about deloading and why it is such a big key for staying healthy and sustaining progress so that you can get as strong as possible. So we're going to go through my deload week this week, and I'm going to overlay some training clips for my lower body sessions onto this video. So there's a lot of different ways that you can deload and the ways that you can approach it. You can lower intensity, you can lower volume, you could take your barbell movements out, you could take your assistance movements out and just do some light barbell stuff. Some people even like the high intensity, but just really lower the volume down and just hit some minimal sets and be done with that. Overall, I try not to be like rigid and married to one thing. Like this is supposed to be a de-stressor. Like you've put in the work hours a week in the gym. Now it's time to like rest up and let yourself heal a little bit so that you can continue over this entire training block, meso and macro cycle, like, and continue to make progress the way that you want to. And I find that like some people, it's like, I don't need to deload, and they're fine for like 8 weeks, but then the wheels start to come off. So it is really important to be preemptive and get ahead of it and really have it built into your schedule and your plan. So for me, I like to really drop the intensity. I think the load is what beats me up the most. So it doesn't make sense to continue to include that in a deload. So you're trying to hit the top end at the end of that wave, whether it's 3 weeks, 6 weeks. It can vary like what you individually require to deload. So for me, I like to drop that intensity down at that point and then revamp and come back the next week strong and ready to hit some top sets again. I feel like the heavy lifting is a lot of load, and it's just the pounding, like the stress of like loading it up, working up to 6, 7, 8, maybe 800 pounds on a squat or deadlift is a lot of time commitment. It's a lot to put on your body. So I'm just going to go in and like hit some volume. Now, I've had a little bit of a quad injury. Normally, I would just be like, keep my main movement squat in there, do some like 3 sets of 5, just get the work in, including the giant sets, and then, light assistance work really just to get some blood flow. The volume is kind of come down a little bit with that, and really just try to get in and out of the gym as quickly as possible. Full sessions can take a long time. I don't want to be in there for that long on this week. I want to be able to like prioritize other things, make sure my food, sleep, preparation for the following week is all in check so that I can move forward and be strong. If you come out of a deload week still stressed, like it really didn't do its job, and it was kind of just a pointless thing to put forth. So you want to make sure you're prepared for your deload weeks as much as you prepare for the weeks that you're on and you're really trying to push things and hit top sets and have a high level performance. A big aspect of this is that it's low stress. So you don't want to be in the gym just like, I need to do this, I need to do that, and be like crazy about things. Like you should actually like be prioritizing the recovery, the mobility more than anything. And that could range from just walking more to like doing a cold bath, doing some of the band stretching, upside down hanging, soft tissue work with a lacrosse ball, or going to get like a massage, or if you do like some type of like massage therapy, chiropractic, physical therapy, like adding an extra session of that in this particular week. Or it could just be like, hey, I have some more time. Let's do a family thing. Let's go to a movie. Let's go out to dinner. Just something where you can take it easy, but also like enjoy time with people that are important to you. Do things that you didn't feel like you could get to in life in the previous weeks when you were like, this is my training time and this is when I need to be training and I need to put in this extra work to make sure I'm prepared and ready to go because this is a big session today. I know that these recovery-based videos can be a little unconventional, hence the thumbnail of me poking at a penguin sitting on top of an ice block before I get into the cold pod. I'm not changing it. You can change thumbnails. I've changed a lot of thumbnails. Not changing that one. So really don't act like you have to do something. Really, you don't have to do anything. Like you could take the entire week off. Now, if you're in prep for a competition, might not be the best move because you just want to stay locked in on the technical points. Make sure you keep your body moving. You don't want to get distracted from if it's a squat, bench, deadlift and a powerlifting meet, or like certain events and like your mindset for a strongman competition, or just, you know, your mindset for preparing for a sports season. But like you don't have to have like a guideline of like this is all the work I have to do and I still need to get it in even though it's a light week. Like take that load and that stress off of yourself. And whether or not it's like a training program that's headed towards a competition, or you're just trying to like get stronger, improve some lifts, you may get bored with just the, hey, I'm going in the gym, I'm going to hit 3x5, or I'm going to work up to a single at RP 7 or 8. You could also do something like a bridge week or a transition week. That can also be a 2-week period instead of just one. So you could really switch up the movements like I did with a belt squat, doing some iso holds, doing some different movement patterns that like I haven't really been hitting as much. You could also hit like more dynamic effort stuff like, okay, I hit a really nice single or double on like these lifts my last week of that block. So let's, focus on moving faster, being more explosive, getting my body primed and ready to like move on to the next step of my program, and just switch up the movement patterns. Like that's like, it's the said principle, specific adaptation to imposed demands. You can really like combat that by like dropping off a lot of these movements that you've been training for 3 to 6 weeks. With that deload, you're taking stress off the body, but you're also resetting yourself so that you can come back and like, now this training that you're putting on for the next 6 weeks is a little bit new. The demands are different, and you're just going to continue to like push and better yourself. I kind of look at it as like a fun thing. Like, hey, I need to squat. I need to do some assistance for my glutes, hamstrings. But the squat doesn't necessarily have to be with a barbell. So belt squat. I want to work my hips. I don't have a belt squat in my garage, but now that I'm a member of Power Build, okay, I'm doing the belt squat marches. Those really blow my hips up, and I feel really strong when I'm doing those, and my lower back and my pelvis feel healthy. We move on to like the machine stuff. So the machines like really take the stress off of being focused on the movement pattern, because the movement pattern is ingrained in the machine. And it doesn't take as much setup. So it's not like setting up for RDLs or a block pull, a box squat, pause squats with the transformer bar. I just loaded a few plates and jumped on there. And I'm getting a ton of mechanical stress with the investment of like 10 to 15 seconds to load it up. That's a really nice investment versus reward. Obviously, you don't want to go crazy with the volume. So I kind of kept my stuff either the same or a little bit less than I had the previous weeks. I didn't feel exhausted from having to set up stuff at the gym. And I felt really good about the sessions, and I felt like I got in and out super quick and had a lot of fun with it. So I know I was feeling it this week. First week back on first shift. I'm trying to pick up some extra work. Knew I would really only have 30 to 45 minutes certain days to train. And I said, hey, like this is what I'm doing. I'm going to focus on the work, going to focus on recovering. And I'm really excited to get back to some heavy training next week. Leave a comment below. Let me know what are some big lifts you guys want to see. Let me know your thoughts on deloading. How often do you deload? Until next time, keep lifting those heavy weights, but make sure you get that rest and recovery in, and hold strong.